Chad Wiseman, wife Dana, and children Cole, Kaylin, and Kate. The junior high football coaches are Kevin Asher and Derek Lindsay. Thank you also for the many volunteers that help out all season long. To our chain gang, our clock operators, announcers, stat keepers, and to Jim Skeen for all the hours you give in your expertise filming. Each and every one of you play an important role in making things happen. Thank you, everyone. Wood River won the toss and will receive and defend the southeast goal.
Batteries, I'm all squared with my wife had paste.
Miller waves the bat high over the left foot. The 1-2 pitch to him. Foul ball on the play to the left.
Here, and so we've got an abbreviated Air Force pregame show. We've got a couple of minutes until kickoff. And what I think we're going to try right now to do is go right into the Hogan's Sporting Goods starting lineup. Shepard Hogan's Sporting Goods for your ball game. Here in Aspen, Hogan's going to review a game of cyclists here for the spectator. Hogan has what it takes to show your team spirit. What race this season should vote. Kearney, Hastings, Northwest. All locations open 7 days a week. Central Nebraska's premier sporting goods store is Hogan's Sporting Goods. And they're doing a little showbiz thing here. Here. There you go. Any music sounds familiar in the background there? As Terry has pumped it up here at Wood River, and they get the Anderson Eagles. Let's do the same thing. Ken Tyson has this Eagle ball club 2 and 3 on the air. Like I said, they've been a burger grow lineup. Exceptionally strong schedule. A very young team. And as I said last year during a very long evening that they had against Kearney Catholic, this ball club in about 2 years, we'll be looking back going, that was then and now. But right now, they have to deal with some experience at their starting position. And of course, they're underclassmen for the most part anyhow. So let's give you the starting lineup first of all for Chad Wiseman. Wood River Eagles 2 and 3. Josh Carter, 5'6", 170 pounds. Senior on the end side. Jeff Carter is a running back, 5'8", 161. He's a junior. Zach Egger is an end. He is also the punter. He is 6 feet tall, 120 pounds. He's a junior. Sam Bobcard, 173 pounds, junior end. Also in the nose, Shane Smith, a 140-pound quarterback. Shane is the replacement quarterback for John Smith. Shane again is 6 feet tall, 140 pounds. He's just a sophomore, but he's replacing a sophomore, so they're not losing much experience there. They're just losing the repetitions in terms of years of league. Shane goes out during defensive series. Danny Powell comes in. He's a 6'2", 181-pound junior defensive and comes in on the defense. Casey Almquist is one of the linemen up front, 5'10", 185, and a senior. Mike Menard, 5'8", 178, junior lineman. Alex Egger, 5'10", 189, and a sophomore. Danny Gill, 242, a sophomore. Another top few times has been senior. I've got a couple of them coming up. Josh Gardner, 6'1", 260, and a senior. Some good size there. Brandon Thompson, 5'10", 287, and a senior. So there's the beat to move. That's Chad Wiseman, Eagles, 2 and 3 on the year. Going against Kearney Catholic tonight, coached by Bernie Madison. The Stars are 5-0. They were impressive in several early season games in terms of the score. They probably were most impressive, however, against Adams Central when they showed a lot of character. They were down 16-0 in the first quarter of play, ended up winning that game 17-16, and showed a lot to their coach. We talked to Bernie Madison on the sidelines beforehand, and he was still pretty proud of them. 2 weeks not quite proud of the way they performed against Minden, although he gave Minden their due. He said they're a fine ball club, and for 2 years in a row really gave the Kearney Catholic Stars all they can.
They did a bit of a little flat in the Minden game, and just maybe just coming off that big win, it's hard to get back up.
But being that is, in many years your starting lineup, Matt Reisinger, he is the fullback. They're going to look for running from him. He's been in the game to walk through talk that we had there with Kim Butler on the field and been with coaches before he made this. They're meant to put that
You're listening to Major League Baseball's Division Series on ESPN Radio, presented by the U.S. Postal Service.
Good morning, sports station, and voice of the Iowa State Cyclones. This is John Walker on 1460 KXOO Des Moines.
Going to the 10th, the 6-all ball game, Anaheim and Boston. Dr. Bannon plays Derek Lowe. Before the club, 5'11", 155 swing. He is a senior. Bruce Sorensen is one of the tackles, 5'1", 70, the center of Danny Norwood, a senior 5'8", 160 pounds. Ryan promotes to But then that's Danny swings, and it's a fly ball to center field. Back goes Johnny Damon to the track. He reaches and makes the catch. Running and racing himself against the wall.
He is 5'11", 180 pounds.
That's a long round out number 1 in the 10th inning.
Will be the reason that we're knows his contract very well. The gave it the run. He landscaping run. Reminiscent of the morning volleyball court. They'll be there.
Six runs in regular season play. The Angels
It's very serious business. And hunting is even more serious. Susan Crash can be the serious in the collection. Frivolous sanitation, the Pleasanton phone first, the quality, dependable trash hauling service. It's you have been looking for.
Lynn is over with a walk. He has a big swing.
Midway Chevrolet is trying to believe the superstars today are tomorrow's leaders. Assure your child safety with dependability found in the
bases will run out.
Midway Chevrolet. You're up on ladders to Midway Chrysler Dodge. That's that can happen.
Go back to Pueblo Mexico.
Can't afford it. Can't afford it. We're the best finance insurance company who customizes programs for my budget, my needs.
Are they actually going to do the coin toss out there? Or have they done it?
They did it already. They had the, I didn't see one, but I did see the players running back to their respective sidelines.
Back again at Wood River School. You've been listening to an abbreviated version of the Air Force pregame show on ESPN Radio 1460. Tonight we are also on the World Wide Web. So if you've got friends and relatives from a distance you want them to listen in from either the Wood River or Kearney Catholic perspective, give them a call or give them an email real quick. We're at kkpr.com, kkpr.com on the World Wide Web, and click on the appropriate links when you get there, and you'll hear Wood River and Kearney Catholic going worldwide tonight. Tonight's feature, you've got people in the service and whatnot. They got some free time and they know about it. They can listen to the Hometown Ball Club. We're about ready to tee things up again. We apologize for having to cut in on the Major League Baseball series, but we wanted to get this one in too. It was not a critical final game in any way, shape, or form. The kick is up by Bajida, and it is taken at the 5-yard line by Wood River's Sam Bossard. He's across the far sideline, goes up the sideline to the 35 and 36-yard line. Bossard tackled over there by Danny Norwood. And that will set up the ball at the 36 or 7-yard line for the Wood River Eagles.
Good return by the Eagles. Lowered his head, just kept plowing ahead, and should start out with a great opportunity here on first possession.
Eagles in full purple tonight with a deuce backfield. Under center is Smith, the quarterback. Handoff is straight ahead to running back over the right tackle. And Jeff Harders, 5'8", 161-pound junior, is the recipient of that first handoff.
And Harders is going to carry the ball tonight. He's already carried the ball 110 times on the year. and is averaging 115 yards a game. So expect to hear that name a lot tonight.
And Harders actually is averaging more than Reisinger. Reisinger only about 85 yards per game. That was a concern for Bernie Madison. Wideouts both sides now. Again, Deuce backfield in back of the quarterback, Smith, who kneels under center, barks out the signals, takes the snap cleanly, pitches to the right side again. The running back, Jeff Harders, takes it and stumbles across the 40-yard line, picks up a yard or two. It'll bring up a third down now, and a long 5 yards to go.
Yeah, it looked like he had some room to run there, Craig, but just kind of stumbled his feet and fell into the line of scrimmage.
Last year, these two teams met. Wood River was on the losing end of an extraordinary 91-7 shellacking. A little controversial, but we'll talk about that as the night goes on. Slot receiver to the left side, Deuce backfield in back of Smith. Clean snap, back to pass. He's a lefty, southpaw, shoots it on the flat. It's intercepted right away. Taken down by Nickman. He's at the 25, 20, 15, and Alex Nickman gets it inside to about the 14-yard line. A turnover there on the young quarterback who was filling in for Sean Smith, another sophomore. But he rolled and did not see Nickman. Nickman was reading, his eyes came up and just stepped right there.
Wow, that just seemed to be going in slow motion. And Nickman, as you said, just was laying in wait there, reading his eyes, made a better break on the ball than the receiver did, and just almost took it to the house.
Culver will lead him up in a shotgun. Slot receivers both ways. Reisinger in the backfield. That's one man in motion. That's Simpson coming to the right side, and fake handoff. No, he gets it into Reisinger, and he takes it up the middle and gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. A nice pickup there for Kearney Catholic of about 7 yards.
Yeah, nice run into the line by Reisinger. Kept his feet moving, read his blocks, and big, easy 8 yards there on first down.
Seth Webster, Sam Bossard in the defensive tackles there. Kearney Catholic breaks the huddle. Beautiful night for football. Reisinger single setback, slot men both ways. Again, Simpson comes in motion. Pitches to Reisinger, goes left side. He's at the 5-yard line. He's going to get the cone. Yes, he does, but a penalty marker goes down, and that will be called back, I think.
Yeah, I believe number 20 for the Stars is going to get called for a hold out there. Yep.
And so that's a break for Wood River, as they gave up the touchdown, but were held in the meantime. And the ball was spotted at the 7-yard line. They'll mark it back another 10 yards. It goes back out to near the 14.
So back almost to the original line of scrimmage. So
well, that's only a 5-yard give up then, isn't it?
But they did it from the spot of the foul, so
okay.
So that's where the 10 yards is.
All right, net 5-yard give up, but it was a 10-yard penalty. Reisinger single setback, trips to the right side, pitches right side. Reisinger's got it. He's got the 10-yard line, cuts back 5, and hauled down at the 2-yard line.
Webster on a tackle
by Webster. Seth Webster has had his nose in there a couple of times. 6'2", 211-pound sophomore.
Good job by Francis Jans out there, number 65, leading that play around the end. Made the key block and let Reisinger cut back up to the just short of the goal line.
Norwood comes into the check that he's been in, hasn't he? Forget what I just said. Under center is Culver. Triple wide receivers to the left side, single wide out to the right side is Wimhoff. Handoff straight up the middle, Reisinger. He's got the score. Touchdown, Kearney Catholic. 6-0 with 9:06 remaining in the first period of play.
Turn the ball over, capitalize off of turnovers, and have a good chance to win the ball game.
So points off turnover, big in football as we know, and no less big tonight. Makes it 6-0, and Rick Bajada in for the extra point. Culver's kneeling at the 10-yard line. A whistle blows.
Got a little flinch there on the line. Everybody kind of jerked there, and they're going to kick it from 5 yards further back.
This all started because Alex Nickman stepped in front of one of the Wood River wide receivers and picked it off at about the 45-yard line, brought it back inside the 20, and the offense did the rest. The penalty is declined, and so they'll set things up again.
That's an odd call, don't you think?
Well, it's not the first one we've seen this year. High snap, controlled by Cover. Kick is up and good by Bajida. And with 9:06 to go in the first period of play, your score is Kearney Catholic 7, Wood River nothing. We're back in a moment on ESPN Radio 1460 KXPN Kearney and the World Wide Web at kkpr.com. Still 6.
Still 6-6.
All right, we'll give you scores on that ball game. If for some reason there's no other way you can get a score on the Boston-Anaheim game, it was 6-1 in the 6th inning, and then Anaheim came back in the 7th inning and got 5 runs. It was 6-6. We thought we were going to get everything in on time. And if you were listening to that, we sincerely apologize. We gave up the pregame show to try and get that on, but they couldn't get the thing moved along, so we wanted to get this thing underway from the beginning. We'll give you updates on scores. Otherwise, we trust that if you were a baseball fan, you're not with us any longer. Bajida tees it up from the 35, gives it a ride.
Much better.
This will be returnable as they take it at the 5-yard line. Wood River back up the middle. He didn't go far enough over on the sideline there. And he got hung up after about a 4 or 5-yard return. The return man was Danny Powell, 6'2", 181. And that will give the Eagles 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Second series of downs now for Wood River. They've got a deuce backfield, slot man to the right side. Under center is Smith, the left-handed quarterback who gave up the interception last time around to Nickman. Option going down the left side, and he's pulled down for a loss. Reading that one very nicely and coming in to shut things down, Josh Vandenberg, 5'7", 155-pound junior for Kearney Catholic. And it'll be second down, about 13 yards to go for Wood River.
Lost a relationship on the option, came down the line, the back was too close to the quarterback. No sense pitching it, and he just had to duck it and try to get what he could. Good job by the defensive end to not let him turn the corner.
Got another situation like we did when Kearney Catholic played Gothenburg. I think it's a deal where they got to play within themselves, keep it simple. Deuce backfield, slot man to the right side. Sophomore quarterback back to pass. Overshoots his man, almost intercepted by Reisinger at about the 20-yard line. It is intended for Josh Harders. He's bracketed there by Wimhoff and by Reisinger, and it'll be third down and still close to 14 yards to go now as they spot it.
Yeah, that was almost an interception too. Matt Reisinger had a good opportunity on that ball. It just kind of sailed over his head, I think, before he realized it was there. They come with the lights, and maybe that kind of distracted him.
They break the huddle. Line of scrimmage is the 10-yard line of Wood River. Wood River ball, slot man both ways. Single setback is Harders in back of Smith, the quarterback. Handoff is up the middle to Harders. He has nowhere to run. Stop right at the line of scrimmage. Danny Norwood is in on the tackle primarily. Also in on the tackle for Kearney Catholic was Derek Horsley. And it'll be fourth down and 14 yards to go. Punter comes in. That'll be Zach Eggers. He's averaging about 34 yards per kick in this nearly three-quarters over football season. I can't believe it has gone through this rapidly.
We've seen some good ones.
Eggers standing in his own end zone. Twin safeties at the 40-yard line for Kearney Catholic, Nickman and Reisinger. Nickman will take it at the 45. Works to his left. Has some running room. 35, 30, cuts back, 25. Still cutting back and gets to near the 20-yard line where he is stood up there on a nice play by Josh Gartner for Wood River. Gartner, 260-pound senior.
Has a good job almost getting to the wall. He gave a little stutter step back here, made the first man miss, and had a Reisinger out in front to block and made a nice return, good block, but as you said, good job by Garner. Come up and put the hit on him.
Yeah. He ran into a wall there.
Well, now
there is a blocking penalty on Kearney Catholic, and that'll walk it back.
That may explain part of the return.
That could be too. So they walk it way up to the 40-yard line. So that from the point of infraction is a big break for Wood River field position-wise. Excuse me, for Wood River field position-wise as they march Kearney Catholic back to the 40. So a net gain on that return of about 5 yards as he fielded at the 45 initially. Now they got it at the 40. Triple wide receivers to the right side. Nickman all by his lonesome to the left. Handoff goes to Reisinger up the middle. And he gets about 2 yards.
Danny Powell on the
Good
second.
job by
Back up there
Danny
by-
Powell in there. Good job getting in on Risinger.
A gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8.
Powell, 6'2", 181-pound junior from Wood River. Now last year, as I said, we'll don't belabor this point, but 60 senior.
Doing a pretty good job at the initial point of the attack. Just don't know if they've got the speed to run with Kearney Catholic.
What they didn't need to do was give up that interception at the very beginning there.
Yep.
And that puts them on their heels right away, because in terms of man-to-man, size-wise, not too much difference. Experience, a lot of difference. Swing pass out to Simpson. He's got it at 15-10-5, and he's knocked out of bounds on the far side
Zach Eggers.
as he took it, and Zach Eggers gets credit for knocking him out of bounds
First and goal.
and makes it first and goal from the 5-yard line for Kearney Catholic, trying to draw blood for the second time tonight. They're up front 7-0.
5-yard line.
Alex Nickman picked off a Shane Smith pass earlier, and returned it about 15 yards, and then Kearney Catholic's offense took over and put it in from there.
Wood River's got to do a better job attacking that long handoff, that little pass out there to the flanker. That's going to be open all night.
Handoff goes straight up the middle of Vandenberg, twists and turns into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney Catholic. With 5:13 to go in the first period of play, Kearney Catholic scores for the second time. This time it's Vandenberg from about 5 yards. And it makes it 13-0. Bajada.
Try for the extra point.
Will try for the single point conversion. High snap, Cover brings it down again. Kick is up and good. And Rick Bajada makes it 14-0. So with 5:12 to go in the first period of play, it's Kearney Catholic 14, the Wood River Eagles nothing. We'll be back after this on ESPN Radio 1460 KXP again. And Kearney Catholic will tee the ball up for the third time tonight. They had the initial kickoff, and since that time, 2 touchdowns. So 5:12 to go in the first period of play. Kearney Catholic is already up by 14 points. Bajada gives it a ride, and he puts the leg to it that time again into the end zone. And having to watch it go over his head was the return man, Sam Boscock.
You know, Rick Bajda, I remember the first game we did, first game of the year, he was kind of tentative, you know, when he went to the ball or went to attack it. And boy, he just has learned how to kick that odd-shaped ball, hasn't he?
He really has. And it's just dead on when he puts it through the uprights. Kearney Catholic has been blessed with a couple of extraordinary kickers here in the last several years. Rick, a rookie kind of this year. Well, for football, he is a rookie. He's a veteran soccer player. Under center is Smith. Deuce backfield, wideouts both sides. And the handoff goes straight up the middle of Harders. Harders fights forward for about 5 or 6 yards. There was a nice
21.
Nice line surge there, yeah. Nice line surge. Everybody got off the ball together. Harders hit the hole hard and picked up almost 5 yards.
Give some credit again to a guy whose number we called defensively, Seth Webster, with a big effort in getting Harder upfield that time. Second down, 5 yards to go. Wood River, 14-0 deficit. Deuce backfield, wideouts both sides. Smith barks out the signals. Clean snap, fakes the handoff one way, cross buck to Harders. He's got enough for first down, out to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, good play there. Nice misdirection. Fullback goes in front, halfback goes the other way. Good trap block on the inside, and first down for Wood River.
4:21 to go. Clock is ticking. I had to decide whether that was a penalty flag or the football down there. I'm getting a funny reflection off of that. Doug Duda said, take your binoculars. I took his advice. I have them. I'll start using them. Deuce backfield again. Wide outs both sides. And the fake handoff. He rolls and fires out into the flat. And the intended receiver can't hang on, but it was probably the closest thing to a reception they had. Adam Anderson was the intended receiver. He just couldn't hang on, but he'd have had some running room there if he'd have been able to.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, he would have had some room to run. It would have been a good first down. It was a good ball. Should have been caught, but I tell you, Craig, you run the ball 2 times in a row, you get a first down. Why are you going to start on first down and throw the football? Sometimes these coaches overthink themselves, I think.
2nd and 10 now, after that incompletion in the flat. Again, wide out to both sides. This time it's a handoff to Harders. Again, he gets some nice line surge in front of him and picks up about 4 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and really a major 5, but close to about 5 yards. So it was a good pickup there for Harders. And when they stay between the tackles, it appears they've got a little bit of opportunity to maintain possession, control, and forward progress.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do with a young, inexperienced quarterback out there who hadn't had a whole lot of reps. Is maybe just run that tailback until he says, I can't go no more, Coach.
Wide out both sides, deuce backfield. That fake handoff now as he fires it downfield, and he's got Eggers, and he overthrows him. Zach Eggers at the 40-yard line. If he'd have had one more step, he'd have had some damage.
Well, that's a pass there that needs a little bit of arch to it. He threw it on a nice line, showed a pretty good arm.
He really did.
He really showed me something on that one, but needed put a little underneath it and give the receiver time to run underneath it because Eggers was behind the safety, but it brings up a 4th down, and the bad news is they have to give it back to Kearney Catholic.
3:07 to go, first period of play. For just joining us, Kearney Catholic Stars are out front 14-0. High snap, but Eggers controls and has a high punt. Arch down at about the 32-yard line. Bobbled by Reisinger. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Wood River.
That could be a big break. Nope. I see a Kearney Catholic player holding the ball up. It is going to stay with Kearney Catholic.
Cover came up with it. He was holding it high over his head. I saw the initial exuberance there by Wood River, and I thought they had done it, but Cover battled for it, saved the series for his offense, and they spot the ball at the 33-yard line. We're going to have a play it again sport play of the game. I was thinking that might be one of them.
That would have been one of them.
Shotgun formation. Cover rolls to his right, fires, and hits Wimhoff close to the 50-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down as they'll spot it at the 48. Got Wimhoff picking up his first reception of the night. That was a nice-looking pass by Nickman. You can just tell he's grown even in the few games since we did them against Adams Central. That's been 2 weeks, and I just think he looks more poised tonight.
Well, that was a big confidence builder for Adams Central to win that ball game, to complete some passes late in the game, and you can tell he rolled out there nice, got his shoulders turned, and delivered the ball on time.
Slots both ways. The running back in the backfield with Cover is Reisinger. Takes the handoff, has the running room across the 50, 45, 40, still going 35, 30, 25, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Zach Eggers takes him out inside the 15. Matt Reisinger.
That's just a nice run there. Good block up front. Reisinger following his block, and he looks better as a running back, gaining confidence every week as well. And got it to the open field and knocked it about the 15 for a big, big gain.
They spot the ball at the 12. So Kearney Catholic can make a 1st down before having to commit all the way to the touch. They'd have to get down inside the 2-yard line in order to do that, however. Cover in the shotgun. Reisinger. Slot men both ways. Puts one man in motion. And the handoff goes to Reisinger. Again, running room straight up the middle to about the 5-yard line.
Good patience there by Reisinger.
Mike Renaud with the tackle.
Good patience by Reisinger. He took the handoff, he rushed into the line, he waited for the blocks to develop, and then took the crease for a nice, about a 7-yard gain, well, about a 5-yard gain.
Well, that's why they call it the delay, and so many times the running back doesn't delay.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He wants to take it and go. Slots both ways. Flips it out into the left flat. Norwood has it, and he's knocked out of bounds near the 1st down 6.
Ball didn't hang on the tackle.
Yeah, they prevented the touchdown, but the bad news is I think that's going to be close to a 1st down. See where they spot it.
3rd down.
Check that. I said Norwood. Bowman had the reception on that.
They may have to measure over there. At least they won't have to move the chains very far.
3rd down at about 1. For 3rd down at about 1.
About 1 chain length.
And they bring out the chains in order to more accurately spot the ball. 1:32 to go in the first period of play. 14-0, Kearney Catholic knocking at the door again. Under center is Culver. He's got Nickman lone wide out to the left side, trips to the right side, sneaks it himself in for the touchdown. Kearney Catholic.
Number 8, Culver.
Blake Culver with his first touchdown of the evening. He has 6 touchdown passes on the year. That's his first rushing one tonight.
Yeah, Culver's scored 36 points this year. He's ranked 30th in Class C1. Pretty good balance between Kearney Catholic on their scoring between him and Risinger.
Bajida, kick up, and it is good.
Thought he pulled that one a pinch, but it got in the upright.
And so with 1:10 to go in the first period of play, Kearney Catholic running away with it right now. It's Kearney Catholic 21, Wood River nothing. Good to go from getting the commercial. Nope. Scott Bajda to tease it up for the 4th time tonight. 3 on ensuing kickoffs, 1 on the initial kickoff, and this one will be returnable. Eggers lets it bounce at the 15-yard line, has to get up with it, or it could have been a free ball. And he falls on it.
Number
And he's
27,
tackled over there
Mullen.
by Mullen.
And
Matt Mullen, 5'9", 160-pound junior in on that tackle. And that'll set the ball in play at about the 17-yard line.
I'm not doing it.
We're getting a buzzing here, and I wonder, is that the PA announcer, or is that something we're doing? Deuce backfield, wideouts to the right side with a slot man to the right. Long count. Handoff straight up the middle. Harders has it. And he gets across the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
I mean, they are having good success when they run the ball right there between the tackles, but I think, as you said, it goes back to the Gothenburg game. They're going to have to do what they do and be what they are and not try to throw the football.
I mean, the coaches are going to have to understand, they have to run it a while before they say, okay, we got to look and run now. Now let's go to the pass. I think they've been a little premature with the passing. That's just my opinion.
And you're entitled to it.
I am. You're probably defending to death my right to say that.
That's right, I would.
Under center again is Smith, the quarterback. Deuce backfield and back of him. Handoff again goes to one of the setbacks, and I think it was Harder.
Tackle by
And he stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
Drew Sorensen.
Maybe a yard or two.
And Vandenberg.
Sorensen gets credit for the tackle along with Josh Vandenberg. It's 3rd down and a short 5 yards to go now for Wood River.
First quarter.
The end of the first quarter comes about, and your score, Kearney Catholic 21, Wood River nothing. Back with quarter number 2 after this. Wood River will be going from the north to the south. All decked out in purple tonight with white helmets. Kearney Catholic with the white jerseys and the green pants and the gold helmets. He's got wide receivers either way. Bossard one way, Eggers is to the left side. Fake handoff one way, crossbuck, and it didn't fool anybody as taking the handoff for Wood River
Tackle by Simpson.
was Bryce Baxter.
Good penetration there by number 57, Ryan Chalmers. How do you say that name? Chamosta? Cremosta.
Ryan Cremosta.
Good job on his defensive end to shoot through there, bust that play up before it ever had a chance to start. Now they're going to have to punt again. And he's been really slow getting these punts off.
Well, he's had, in one case, to control a high snap. The other one wasn't quite as high, but that's about high enough. Eggers gets it off, and it's a nice high kick. And doesn't turn over, though. Starts at the 15-yard line. Reisinger muffs it. The ball goes all the way back to the 32, and Reisinger has to fall on it. And he is consequently covered by Josh Gardner, among others, for Wood River.
That's one of the best punters we've seen. He's getting good height on the ball, and it's turning over for him. Reisinger, that one came down and hit off his foot and went shooting down the field. Lost about 15 yards before he could get onto that one.
Reisinger actually has had a Kearney Catholic, I should say. I don't know if it was necessarily Matt, but Kearney Catholic has had some scary punt receptions here.
They have.
Last time we thought they coughed it up. Cover calls the play. They break the huddle, and slot receivers both ways. It'll be a shotgun formation for the Stars this time. Snap. Handoff fake. Cover rolls to his right, fires out, and he has Wimhoff again at the sidelines. And it'll be enough for a first down. He'll be pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Kearney Catholic. They move the chains and set it up 1st and 10 now with 10:59 to go in the first half.
You know about confidence. Cover's come out and hit his first 5 passes, 5 for 5 for about 62 yards.
Cover has not had an incomplete. Wow.
Not thrown an incomplete pass yet.
Smoother start than he had against Adams Central, where he was completing passes with the wrong color jersey. Handoff goes to Vandenberg. No, it's a fake by Cover. He's still got the ball rolling to his left. Fires, and he's headed for Nickman, but high enough to throw it out of bounds. We'll give him credit for getting the ball out of play there instead of giving up the interception.
Yeah, smart play, smart play. Cover rolling out. He, when you get pressure on him rolling out to his left, he has trouble getting his body turned and getting that ball down, and that's just a tough thing for any quarterback to do, is get your body turned when you're getting pressure from the inside. Now, the first thing you want to do is just run for your life.
Well, yeah, and that's the key, that there's people coming down to hurt you. But, you know, you remember last time at Adams Central, we were talking about the high crown on the field. I don't see that crown on this field. I think Adams Central was a very exceptional field. 2 slot men to the left side, single setback. Handoff goes to the setback, Vandenberg. He's across the 50 and slices down to about the 47-yard line before he is tackled there by Casey Almquist, the 5'10", 185-pound senior. Not many of those upperclassmen on this squad. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors who were listed as starters tonight, and not many more than that on the entire lineup. I'm looking, I don't see any senior that is not a starter of those 4. There's one.
You know, confidence and momentum are strange things, but you can just tell the confidence that Kearney Catholic's playing with tonight against this Wood River team.
Slot men both ways. Vandenberg takes the...
there's a fumble.
Fumble.
Got a flag down also.
Vandenberg tried to sweep the left side. The ball popped loose. There's a holding call against Kearney Catholic. I didn't see who they said had possession at the end of that deal anyhow.
Apparently they're leaving it with Kearney Catholic because Wood River's not jumping up and down.
And they're going to take the call, so they'll move it back. That play was a 3rd down and 4, a hold against Kearney Catholic. And that's going to walk it back a bunch, and it will put it back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 yards to go now for Kearney Catholic. They have not been in the 3rd and long much tonight.
No, they have not. They've really taken and gone right down the field and done what they've pleased from the start.
Slot men both ways, single setback. Vandenberg back to pass is Cover rolling to his right. Looking downfield, penalty markers are down. He hits a man on the far sideline. Who's immediately knocked out of bounds by Josh Harders. Will pick up the receiver's number. But a flag is down, and it all may be for naught anyhow. I think the receiver on that play for Kearney Catholic was John Metzger.
Well, it looked like the line judge threw it on that side, so it's probably another holding call.
Kearney Catholic continues to impress from the standpoint of the numbers of penalties that they've given up.
It's an illegal motion penalty, so
that'll be 5. It'll mean 3rd down 15 if they take it.
Or 4th down in a little bit.
That's the decision. They're looking at the chain of voice before you'd be... That is close to a 1st down.
Illegal motion.
Yeah, I'd take that penalty.
Yep.
Back them up.
Going to mark them back to the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 15 yards to go for Kearney Catholic.
Well, the first time, like I said, a big 3rd and long here for them. Timeout, Wood River.
So with your score, Kearney Catholic 21, Wood River nothing. 9:41 to go first half. We're back after this on ESPN Radio 14. 9:41 to go in the first half of play. When we last talked, They had marked the ball back another 5 yards, and so Kearney Catholic, with 2 consecutive penalties, has done themselves no favors, and it's third down, 15 yards to go. They've got 3 wide receivers set up to the left side, 2 slot men inside of the wide receiver, Nickman. Metzger is over on the right side, single setback with Kober in the shotgun is Reisinger. And Kober now rolling to his left. He squares up and throws this time and completes a nice one.
Nope, he dropped it.
But they say he dropped it. Actually, you said he dropped it, and I believe you. It's going to be fourth down and 15 in a punting situation for Kearney Catholic. And is that the first incompletion for Kober?
No, he had one other incompletion before that. So that's his second one.
Not many, though.
No. Hit him in a bad spot. Hit him right in between the numbers.
That was, I was thinking as he was running, I was thinking of your comment before. He did square up nicely that time. And
he delivered the ball right on time.
Kober's shot that time.
Yeah, he had his choice. He had receivers running open all over the field. He took the right one, just got to hang on to the ball.
Kober, first-time punter, averages 37 yards every time he kicks the ball. And gets a nice one this time. Bossart has to wait for it at the 20-yard line. It takes kind of a Wood River bounce and stalls at the 23.
That is down by...
Hey, that's got to give Wood River a little confidence there. Stopped them.
Kearney Catholic. Kearney Catholic did him a little favor there also with some penalties that you could call mental mistakes as much as anything.
But Kearney Catholic had scored on their first 3 possessions, so to get out of a position, get a punt, and get a chance to move the ball. I still think they need to just run the ball, and then maybe throw a little play-action pass after they've established some.
Those of you who didn't hear us call the Gothenburg game, you heard a lot of that same kind of commentary, and you probably will for the next 3 quarters. You got to run the ball on these guys. The handoff is straight up the middle, and he gets a little bit of forward motion up to about the 25-yard line. That again was Harder's on the carry. And in on the tackle there, I believe, primarily was Drew Sorensen.
I guess it's not like they haven't. I mean, they've only thrown the ball 4 times.
Number 21 on that.
But one of them was an interception, and all the rest of them have been incomplete. So
wideouts both ways this time. 2 men in the backfield, tandem. Under center is Smith, the sophomore, starting his first game tonight. Flips it out into the left flat, and he completes it that time, and they get a little bit of progress up the sideline. And it'll be third down and 3 yards to go, so give him credit for about a 6 or 7 yard gain on that one. And that was a nice, it was a short pass in terms of vertically, but it was a long pass because it was a horizontal across the field, so he completed that well.
He's got a nice arm. I'm just not sure he's got the protection and the experience to stand there and throw the ball with Kober.
3rd and 4, ball is spotted inside the Wood River 30-yard line. Flips it out this time to the right side. Eggers has it, and on that little inside screen, he brings it out for the first down outside the 35-yard line. He had to get to inside the 35 and makes it by about 2.5 yards. Zach Eggers with a nice reception on that. And Josh Harder, Jeff Harder's brother, comes in.
Well, obviously the coaches are on the same wavelength. We're just tight.
You're going run it, but he's saying run, we're going to pass this baby. All
exactly.
Over. They've been short passes, but they've been opening up and spreading out the Kearney Catholic defense. Again, tandem backfield with wideouts both sides. Long count. Handoff this time goes straight up the middle as Jeff Harders has it and spins for a yard or 2. And again, at the bottom of the pile, the interior of the defensive line for Kearney Catholic, including Francis Eunice and Wemhoff also in on the tackle for Kearney Catholic.
Drew Sorensen there, the middle linebacker, faking into the line, did go ahead and blitz on the line, but you can see him trying to mess with the young quarterback's head a little bit, trying to get somebody to flinch and get a penalty.
They set it up on the near side of the field. Slot man to the near side, the narrow side of the field is Eggers. Again, a long count by Smith. Wemhoff comes in on the blitz, and he throws it right into the arms of Wemhoff.
Eggers on the tackle, number 4.
And
wow, what a strange play. Came with the middle linebacker blitz, Thought they had an offside, snapped the ball on this side. The cornerback was also blitzing, blitzed right into the play. Obviously, Kearney Catholic realized they weren't going to throw the ball down the field, so they stopped backing off on the corner, and he hit the guy in the yellow hat instead of the guy in the white one.
The Kearney Catholic takes over with a 21-0 lead and 6:45 to go in the first half. Slot man to the left side. He goes over to the right side and hits Simpson, and Simpson takes a step and then loses his balance there and falls right down. So they won't give much progress at all. In fact, it'll be second down and 10 yards to go. So there's a reception with no net yardage.
But it's a completion.
It is that. I misread the blitz on that. I thought it was Wimhoff coming. It was a 40. It must have been Simpson coming in on the blitz because Wimhoff was over right in the right flat there and stepped right in front of the receiver. Cover in the shotgun. Slot men both ways. Single setback is Reisinger. Now Simpson comes in motion. Handoff goes Reisinger straight up the middle. He blasts forward and falls to about the 23-yard line.
Reisinger on the carry.
Good yardage there. Reisinger's just running with a lot of confidence, isn't he?
Third down.
It really is. Casey Almquist gets credit for the tackle on that for Wood River. Webster checks back in on defense for the Eagles. Coming out of the ball game defensively is big number 74, Josh Gardner. We mentioned him a couple of times earlier in the ball game already, the 260-pound senior. Under center this time for Covert. Triple wide receivers close in on the left side. One single wide out is Metzger on the right side. Handoff goes to Reisinger, sweeps left. And he is tripped up on a nice defensive play there by Zach Eggers.
Good job by Eggers. Got rid of the block, got upfield, and made the tackle. Tripped up Reisinger as he tried to get around the corner. That brings up a fourth down. Oh, I'm sorry.
Clock is stopped now with 5:09 to go. In the first half of play, the chains are being brought in to spot the ball. And they will measure. I don't think they have a first, but
I don't either. I think they're short, but
I have the binoculars on it. So place your bets here if you're a betting person.
I'll tell you what it is.
And I'll tell you if you got it.
Just about that short. Fourth down.
Yep. 5:09 to go as they bring the chains off now, and Bernie Madison has some choice.
Yeah, this is
here. Rick Bajade is in the ball game.
Going to kick a field goal.
And he's got the leg to do it from there.
And this is a good opportunity. You never know when this is going to come back and pay off in the playoffs, when you know you can do this.
On the try for the field goal.
The holder is Cover. He's kneeling at about the 29-yard line. So it'll be a 39-yard field goal, including the end zone. Gross. And it goes up, and it is going to make it good.
Got a flag.
And there is
a penalty against the
that illegal participation again. Is that
I believe so. That's illegal participation.
Which I think means they had 12 men in the huddle and didn't get them out quickly enough. So they...
We're going to try it again.
5-yard penalty on the play.
Barely went over the play. 5-yard penalty, right there. So this is going to be a 30-yard, so 34-yard penalty.
Jesus God, I
Man, that was decent out. It was not called. That was 50 yards.
They're on 27-yard line.
Oh, that's not throwing you like that.
First down and 10 for the Eagle on their 20-yard line. touchdown, Kepler.
I know.
Zach Hager will try for the extra point for the Eagle. The kick is no good.
Kickoff return, and they put his knee down by about a yard. It'll be at the 49-yard line of Wood River where Kearney Catholic will be. Have it first and 10.
Wrong. Shirt pulled and had a couple of guys I thought was going to bring him down, and then all of a sudden I thought he was going to break out of it. He had three blockers out in front, and as you said, a nice block by the Wood River defender to prevent another touchdown.
He just flat took it right up the middle. Those middle returns can work.
Yeah, they do.
Slot men both ways. Under center this time is Covert. Calls out an audible and puts it out to the near side. Slot man's got it at the 40. Bounds there. Receiving that ball, Matt Mullen, the 5'9" junior. Tyler Lucas with the tackle there, but it's still a first down for Kearney Catholic.
Playing so far off of that slot receiver. It's almost like anytime you want to go to, it's there. They're playing a corner. He's about 5 yards off, but the safety is about 12. And all you throw the receiver, all you block is the corner, and there it's like, it's just there all night. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're right. The safeties are playing way back. The funny thing is, Kearney Catholic doesn't deep pass that much. They're always thinking and everything down the block. It's Reisinger taking the inside handoff, and he gets it across the 35 inside to the 31-yard line. Reisinger getting yeoman's work tonight. I don't know how many carries he's...
That's 8 carries, but he's at 80. What was that, a 6-yard gain? So he's at 81 yards. So just about 10 yards a carry. Not a bad average.
Arithmetic on the fly.
I'm good. Well, I can play with the numbers. I can tell you anything, I play with the numbers.
Well, that's true. I know you do that. Slot bent both ways. Flips it out this time right side. And it's completed to the 25-20 and taken down inside the 15-yard line. Bobby Butler, the recipient of that pass. And a nice run by Butler, getting another first down for Kearney Catholic. See what I mean? They're completing the passes up well inside the box. But it's the run after catch that really does you in on this offense. Throwing it vertically downfield is not a big part of their game plan.
But look at the way they're lining up. I mean, Wood River at one point isn't even covering the wide receiver. The corners are so far off that those little dink and dunk passes work great. You've got to come up and put a little pressure. Since there's nobody even covering the corner, the safety is 12 yards off the ball.
Trips to the left side. Cover hands it off.
Pass to number 45.
Kick that. Hand it was such a short pass, it looked like a handoff to Wimoff over on the right side, and he gets it down to about the 12-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and it'll be second down and 5.
And again, that was the side I was pointing to where the corner was. You just flip it out there, and he's going to get 5 yards before the safety can come up and tackle him.
Culver is under center this time. Triple wide receivers to the left side. Single wide out to the right. Butler has the flip out to the left flat, and he twists and turns, gets away at the 10, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Kearney Catholic. Bobby Butler on second, third, and maybe even fourth effort there. Turns a little or no gain.
Tackle for a block, for a loss, and he just kept fighting and wound up in the end zone. How do you like that?
A lot of fight on the part of Butler, and probably could use some better tackling on the part of Wood River. Got to wrap him up. Bodger's extra point attempt is up and good. And Rick Bodger makes it 28-6 in favor of Kearney Catholic with 2:39 to go in the first half. 2:39 to go first half of play. Kearney Catholic has just scored again. If you're just joining us, Kearney Catholic made it 21-0 at the end of one period of play. Wood River on an 80-yard run by Jeff Harders came back and made it 21-6. And now Bobby Butler's second, third, fourth effort pass reception on a little swing pass out into the left screen, or left side. Brought it into the end zone for the touchdown. And Bodger's kick goes into the end zone. Bossart is not allowed to take it out.
But he wanted to.
We're springing their step offensively, although defensively that's going to be a little disheartening to give up the touchdown right after you just scored. Deuce backfield, wide outs both sides. Smith is under center. Long count once again. A little movement in the Kearney Catholic side of things. They hand it off. Harders on the carry. No, Harder, I'm sorry.
Also,
Baxter's 31, Harder's 3, and Harder got the call on that. Didn't get much yardage, though.
Yeah, but he's got a good average, too, with that, though, Winner. He's got...
Rip off an 81.
Yeah, that helps your average,
That'll help your average every now and then.
Yeah, he's carried the ball 14 times from just over 111 yards.
That was a nice crease on that run, and it gives the line the confidence of knowing it can happen if they make that hole. Because there's not a whole lot in back of them the way Kearney Catholic is playing it up. They've got just about 9 men in the box. Hand off again. Nope, fake hand off, and the quarterback goes back, and he's sacked. Smith is buried back there.
More than their average on that, almost that one run.
Wood River breaks the huddle. Slot man to the right side. Quick count this time. Handoff goes to Harders. He's got some running room. And he cuts back at the 25. He is close to a first down, but maybe not as much as we think. He was knocked back. They'll give him progress to the 26. He had to get to the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 4 yards to go.
Give this check for $1,000 to the Wood River Volunteer Fire Department for all that they do to help out their community. Thanks, guys. Performing their team names.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dream we all dreamed of.
Watch
ranked third in the state, and we'll be up here for the beginning of that tournament on Tuesday after Monday. Kickoff is taken by Nickman at about the 10-yard line, and he works his way back up to the 20-yard line after Monday. Well, it does.
Sorry, it hit me, buddy.
Well, it does. But I was going to say on Monday we've got Elm Creek, the host school for the Fort Kearney Conference volleyball tournament. We'll have Wilcox, Hildreth, Pleasanton, and then Elm Creek taking on the winner of that one Monday. And then Tuesday we go to Loup Platte, and that's when we're here with Wood River. And
that makes much more sense when you say it that way.
There we go. So the first plays from scrimmage now for Kearney Catholic coming up in the second half. Covert takes the snap and hands off to Reisinger on a delay, and he's got plenty of running room across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Matt Reisinger, who you said had 80 yards in the first half, is close to 100 right now after that. He snapped one off out to the 20, 30, 40-yard line. And that'll move the chains, and they spot it at the Kearney Catholic 40.
So that wound up, that was a 20-yard run?
20-yard run.
Oh, see, that math thing got me again. That would be 101 yards.
Triple wide receivers in close to the near side. Single wide out to the far side. Pitches to Reisinger, sweeps left, and coming over there and cutting it off real quickly is Jeff Harders, the star running back who had that 80-yard run. I'm still going to nominate that for the Play It Again Sports Play of the Game. I still think that's the most exciting play we've seen tonight, despite the fact that it comes as the only points that Wood River's put up.
Hey, it was a great run. It was a great play, and I'm with you. If me and you got the only two votes, then it's right there in the top.
Need to do any polling on that.
No polling.
We'll just see what happens here in the next 25, 24 minutes. There's that math again thing. Arithmetic. 24 minutes to play. As we tick down to 10:45 to go in the third. Covert takes the snap again on a delay. The handoff this time to Vandenberg. He's across the 50 to the 45 and swung out of bounds over there.
Vandenberg.
By Phil Denman.
Pushed out by Denman.
And that'll bring up another first down for Kearney Catholic.
Boy, they're just running that delay. Covert takes back like he's going to pass the ball. Linemen just let the defensive players go where they will, like they would on a normal pass block, and the back just takes it as he's moving, as the quarterback goes past him, and there's been two giant holes and two 18, 20-yard carries.
I haven't thought on that play of the game, though, and I'll talk about here in a moment. Triple wide receivers right side. Single setback is Vandenberg. Rolling to his right is Covert. Looking downfield and flips it off, and is it complete? No.
Flag on the play.
It is incomplete. He intended over there for Mullen, and a flag is down at the 40-yard line.
Pass interference, pushing.
Matt Mullen.
So an interference call, and they're talking to Danny Norwood, the captain of the offense for Kearney Catholic. Defensive
Pass
pushing.
interference.
And that'll be a automatic first down for Kearney Catholic on that costly penalty that time by Wood River. The thought I had on the Play It Again Sports Play of the Game was that little run and a catch and run by Bobby Butler was pretty spectacular in its own right too. So I would nominate the Harders one on the Wood River and the Butler one on Kearney Catholic, and
Is
we'll
that
see what
legal?
pans out. I don't know.
We may have to call in a tiebreaker.
They have to do that.
Oh, by the way, the score of the Ravenna-Amherst game was the halftime. Amherst is up 9-6 over Ravenna.
That would be an upset at Penn State that way. Vandenberg with the handoff on the delay, gets down to the 20, 15, 10, falls forward to about the 5-yard line. Josh Vandenberg, Almquist trips him up and gets credit for the tackle on that, but Vandenberg, that delay has been deadly here in the second half for Kearney Catholic, and they are proving that they are trying to work on the running game.
Well, and they run that play 3 times, and the least it brought was 18 yards. So good job of up front, good job of reading the holes, and that's one you keep in the playbook.
9:44 to go in the third period of play. Triple wide receivers left side. Covert is under center this time. And off again to Vandenberg on the play, and he is stopped right immediately.
Anderson on the tackle.
To the well one too many times on that one. I said run it again, but not right after that.
No gain.
So that'll bring up a second down. And goal to go for Kearney Catholic. Ball is spotted at the 7-yard line of Wood River. As they break the huddle, Reisinger is in there now as the setback. Wide receivers both sides, slot men both sides. And the option goes to the right side. Reisinger, and he dives in. Touchdown, Reisinger.
Touchdown.
Nice effort there by Matt Reisinger, who took the option pass from Cover and dove inside the cone for the touchdown, and it's 34-6 on that 7-yard run by Matt Reisinger.
And Cover got good pressure from the end. Almost had to
try the extra point.
In front of him. They were behind the line of scrimmage, so it was fine. And then Reisinger just took off down the sideline, put his head down, and got in the end zone.
Rick Bajit in for the extra point try. And he's got it. And your score with 8:55 to go in the third period of play. Kearney Catholic 35, Wood River 6. We're back right after this on ESPN Radio 1460 and on
Kick it deep.
Bossart and Powell are back at about the 2-yard line waiting to return the kick, and they will get an opportunity this time as it bounces at the 25. He picks it up at the 5, does Bossart, gets across the 10 to the 15-yard line, and he is tackled by Cover and by Alex Nickman.
Well, I can't decide if he's doing that on purpose or not. He hits one deep, he hits one a little short, and then he hits a knuckler like that goes kind of skidding along.
That was Matt Reisinger in on the tackle there with Nickman. I thought
First down
Cover,
10 on the 17-yard.
I thought it was an 8 that should have been 8-3. I thought if Cover, the starting quarterback, and safety was down there doing special team coverage, that would have been above and beyond right there.
Yeah.
Wood River breaks the huddle. Smith under center. Toss to Harders. He's got the corner, and he gets across the 15 to the 20-yard line. And that has been a snappy little play for them tonight. He's got the option of going inside or outside, depending on the read there with the tackler. And Reisinger got to tackle at the 20-yard line. So a good start for Wood River. They pick up about 5 yards on that first. And it'll be second down and a long 5, short 6 yards to go.
Somebody didn't get the instruction to come in the game. Had a Kearney Catholic player running into the lineup just as the ball was being snapped.
Under center is Smith, again a long count. Trying to draw Kearney Catholic offside.
They gone the other way.
They may have just
pulled themselves offside.
Yeah. And they're going to mark it back. That will nullify Jeff Harder's initial run. And so that'll mark it back 5. It'll be second down and about 11 yards to go. Bossart comes into the ball game for the Wood River Eagles, and with 8:03 to go, the clock is wound up again.
Makes you feel like you can't get out of your own way sometimes when you do that.
Man. I don't know if that was a problematic long count or if he was trying to draw him offside. Under center now is Smith again. He's got wide receiver to the left side, unbalanced line, and a deuce backfield. Handoff goes to Harder. Tries the left side this time, got a little good speed, and he gets a clock
on the carry.
The line of scrimmage, but not much more. Looked like if he'd had just a step or two, he had the sideline there to tightrope, but he didn't get the corner, and it'll be a gain of maybe 2 yards. It'll bring up third down and 10.
I tell you, that was the wildest unbalanced line I've seen in a long time. They only had one man on the other side of the center, everybody else to the right, and then they ran back to the short field. Didn't have, the blockers. Obviously, you didn't have the defense either. That was probably the thing there. But normally you have one man over, not 2 men over.
They break the huddle now. They're taking their time in the huddle and at the line of scrimmage. Smith has got to get this one off as quickly as he can. Calls out the signal. Still pretty long count. Back to pass now. Smith moving to his left, looking downfield, and he fires incomplete. Bobby Butler was there. He could have had that. He was intending that for Zach Eggers. 25-yard line. First down, but he didn't get it there. And it'll be a punting situation now for Wood River.
It's a bright spot for the Wood River. The punter has really punted the ball well.
And Nickman.
Even though he's gotten it off rather slow, he kind of adjusts the ball and takes a couple of steps. But when he does get his foot into it,
why did we notice when we were going over the stats in the pregame that he only had 5 punt attempts on the air, and we can only suggest that maybe one of the injured players was the regular punter, and he started punting last week, and they may have found themselves a punter. Eggers is now standing inside the 5-yard line as twin safeties back for Kearney Catholic. One of them is Reisinger, and he takes the ball at the 45. Cuts back to the 40, 35, 30, and he's stopped inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line by Chris Maloney for Wood River.
What did the other punter look like? So I want to know what your theory, because I mean he was punting from his end zone, and he punted the ball out here to the 45-yard line.
Well, all I'm saying is on the stats, Eggers has 5 punts to his credit coming into tonight's ball game, according to the statistics we get from Huskerland Prep. And all we could surmise was that one of the 5 injured players for Wood River must have been the punter before, because 5 punting tries on a 2 and 3 ball club just doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't.
Under center is Cover. He's got slot men both sides. Single setback is Vandenberg. Vandenberg takes the pitch at the 35, 30, 25, 20. He's got some sideline and pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Just a simple speed option play down the line. Pitching off the end, no cornerback there. Good block by the receiver, and Vandenberg with a good run and about a 20-yard gain.
Give Sam Bossard credit on the tackle there.
12-yard
We're pushing him out of bounds. It's 1st and 10 now at the 12-yard line of Wood River. And Kearney Catholic will put this one away, I think, if they go in here, and we'll probably start to see some of the backups on a more regular basis. Jake Altmeyer, backup quarterback, may get some snaps tonight. 6:18 to go, 3rd period of play. Cover under center, flips it out to his right, gets it over to Mullen. Mullen takes it down the sideline, inside. And Bossard slams him out of bounds. That was Michael Bone on the reception there. And that's enough for a 1st down. So it's 1st down goal to go inside the 2-yard line. They spot it really closer to the 1-foot line now as I look at it closely with the binoculars.
Again, that's just that little simple slip screen. He stands up and throws the ball out to the man in the slot, and there's nobody there to make the tackle until he's well up the field.
Cover comes out under center, slots both ways. Single setback is Vandenbush. And he'll get the handoff, cuts inside. Touchdown, Kearney Catholic. Vandenberg with the touchdown with 6:05 to go in the 3rd period. Vandenbush indeed, Vandenberg, I meant to say the first time there. And so that 2-yard run.
I guess to think about that political thing at halftime.
Yeah. What if it was Vandenbush with the carry? Wouldn't that be political? 41-6. Now Bajida comes in with the extra point, and it is perfect. And a big old rainbow there almost out to the track. And it is now 42-6 in favor of Kearney Catholic. And we'll be back with the... Ball keeps blowing off. Must have it either set for more wind than we think. Well, all right, Rick Bajida is, he must just have, Rick Bajida has had some trouble keeping the ball on the tee tonight. That's the biggest criticism I can make of the kid. He's got to get the ball.
Just got to get it just right.
He's a good-looking kicker. Tees it up, and he gives it a ride this time into the end zone. And another touchback for Bajida. They've had 2 that they've had an opportunity to return. One came off an offside call where he had to back up 5 yards, and this last one before this where he kind of lined it and got it to the 25.
A knuckleball squibber.
So 20-yard line is where Wood River will set up housekeeping here with a 1st and 10, 6:05 to go. And they need to do something here.
Pick up some 1st downs. Just string something together here. Don't get a penalty on your first good drive of the half and wind up with a 3rd and 15. That's what they need to not do.
Shane Smith, the quarterback, 6 feet, 140-pound string bean. Back to pass. The southpaw moves to his left, fires downfield, and he's got a man complete. I think for Eggers down there at the 45-yard line.
Number 6.
No, it wasn't Eggers. It was.
Who knows?
No, it was Eggers.
Well, there were two receivers there from Wood River, both next to each other. And I thought they were going to fight each other for the ball because they were the only two close to it.
Zach, Kowalski got Tyler Kowalski got credit on the tackle. Egger turned back and with two hands, I mean, he took it just like a basketball pass and brought him down. Nice catch there by Eggers, and that gives the first down to Wood River as they hand off now to Harders on the toss, and Jeff gets to up 2 or 3 yards.
Number 57.
Quick toss to Harders has been a good play for Wood River on the ground. They just probably haven't run it enough.
Well, he's had the ball 18 times tonight. He's been carrying the load. He hadn't taken his brain surgeon to figure out who's going to carry the ball.
No, not at all, but
hadn't been able to stop him.
Actually, no, I was going to say they haven't been able to stop him either when they've done that quick opener and let him just kind of follow his nose and follow his blockers. They've done all right. Shotgun under center now is Smith. Deuce backfield. They got a wingman on the left side. Handoff goes straight up the middle to Harders again, and he twists for another yard or so. It'll be third down and 7 yards to go. Maybe give him credit for more than that, but third down and 6 yards to go for Wood River.
Good job by Matt Simpson in there on the tackle. And where's my other one?
Your other tackler?
My other tackler, I'm sorry, I lost his number. Oh, sorry. I'll give Simpson full credit.
Simpson's one of the leading tacklers. I think Matt has got he's one of the leading fumble recoverers.
Yeah, he's got 4.
C1 with 4 of them.
And Vandenberg's got 4 interceptions. He's tied with about 8 other people in the state on
this time. Wood River steps back in the shotgun. Smith calls out the signals, handles the snap, and gets some pressure now, and he'll be pulled way back at the 25-yard line.
Number 34.
Last time a man got pressure like that.
Well, that was pretty much an automatic that he was going to be back to pass, and Kearney Catholic wasn't fooled at all. They just came after him, pinned their ears back, and did it to him. So that brings up a fourth down and 15 yards to go for Wood River, and Zach Eggers, who made the nice catch a moment ago to give him a first down, now has to give it away on the fourth down.
Eggers back to punt.
And back in safeties, Reisinger and can't pick up the other man's number. If he turned this way, I'd give it to you. I think Metzger's back there. Yeah, Metzger takes it at the 25-yard line. Back this way now to the 30. Cuts back again, 35, and gets out to near the 40-yard line on the far side.
Metzger.
John Metzger, the 5'9", 150-pound junior, in on return. We haven't seen him on return too much, so there's Bernie Madison beginning to give some of his backups a little bit of playing time in various positions. Metzger plays on offense, but we haven't seen him receiving punch too much.
Yeah, good job by Harders there on the tackle there to prevent a longer return than it was.
The ball is spotted at the 40-yard line, nose of the ball just at the 40-yard line, and Jake Altmeyer checks into the ball game. Big Jake is going to get an opportunity to run this machine. Jake Altmeyer is a big kid. He's 6'4", 205, and he's in a shotgun formation. Single setback, slot man both sides. Shotgun. Handoff on the delay to Reisinger, and he is stopped right there. Now you tell me, you play quarterback, is that going to make a difference on the delay, or is that just Wood River getting smart on the
Anderson on the test?
Well, maybe just the thought of, they're not going to put the guy in there and make his first play a pass.
No, I meant from the standpoint, and now all of a sudden Reisinger gets pulled back for is that an exchange type of situation where the new quarterback?
No, as I said, I think Wood River realizes they're not going to throw it on the first play until we can pin our ears back and go after the run.
All right, they flip it out now into the flat, and Norwood has it, and he gets it out to about the 45-yard line. Bowman, rather.
Bowman. Zach Eger on the...
And Bowman will get it out across the 45. It'll be third down, 6 yards to go.
Third down.
For Jake Altmeyer in at quarterback now, and the Kearney Catholic Stars checking in at one of the receiver spots. Tyler Kowalski now, as coming off the field is Bowman. Nickman is still in there with a wide out. Kowalski goes slot to the near side. Wemhoff is still in the ball game on the right side. Single setback is Reisinger. Long count by Altmeyer, and flags fly. We'll see if that's a delay.
I think you got they called it that way, didn't they?
Dead ball and legal procedure.
Illegal procedure. That's technically not a delay. I don't know. Somebody flinched after they said or what. Bobby Butler comes in the game now. Kowalski goes out. Butler coming in with the play for Altmaier. They wind up the clock. It's a minute 54 to go in the third.
You had your defensive end over there, number 90, and the linebacker playing games like they were going to stunt, and maybe somebody just flinched.
Altmaier is under center this time. Single setback is still Reisinger. Slots both ways. Wood River dancing around on defense. Flips it out into the right flat. Taken by Mullen. He's across the 45 to the 50. I think he's got enough for a first down. He had to get to close to the 50-yard line, and they're spotting him right smack dab at midfield. So that is a first down for Kearney Catholic. Matt Mullen with his first down catch of the evening.
And again, it's the way Wood River's lining up. When the slot receiver, they have two slots. They have a cornerback off and the safety up, and it's just a pitch and catch.
They send wide receivers to both sides against slot men both ways. Single setback, and Altmaier will take the snap directly from under center this time. The 6'4 junior calls out the signal, sets a man in motion, and the handoff onto the lane of Reisinger. He's got plenty of room up to the 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Reisinger!
Ooh, dog it.
Matt Reisinger is piling up the yardage tonight.
If there was a problem with the handoff, I think they fixed it.
Yeah, it must have been. Because he was swiftly departing, young Mr. Altmaier there. With 57 seconds to go in the third period, Reisinger, they had that ball spotted at midfield, didn't we say that?
Yep.
So that would be an even 50-yard run for Reisinger.
And that puts him at 158.
48-6.
See how quickly I can do that math?
And Butler is in to do the kicking chores this time.
The kick is no good.
And it's no good.
Score remains 48-6.
So the score is Kearney Catholic 48, Wood River 6. Can't hear.
There we go.
Are we back? I think we're back.
I heard the beep.
The beep goes on. All right, 48-6. 57 seconds to go in the third period of play. Bobby Butler remains the kicker. He scored on a 15-yard touchdown play in the first half. And he gives it a nice ride. Back up to Bajida. Taken at the 5-yard line by Bosshammer. He's got some running room at the 30, 35, 40. Sam Bosshammer across midfield. He's got running room. 30, 25. And he's hauled down there by the kicker, Bobby Butler. Nice return by Sam Bosshammer.
Just ran out of gas.
He ran a lot there because he took it and then ran up the near sideline, then starts crossing the field. Well, across the field, it's almost 50 yards. He's already gone 50.
And he just ran out of gas. Just couldn't get there. But what a nice return. What a nice uplift for this hometown Eagle.
For the Eagles.
So after that nice return by Bosshammer, or Bossard rather, at the 20-yard line for the Kearney Catholic 20-yard line. Seen this kind of field position all night long, despite the fact they've got 6 points on the board. That was on an 80-yard run by Jeff Harder, so they never had it in Kearney.
Second down and 13.
Well, if there was anybody listening, they stop now. What are they starting that game so damn late for? Oh, nice pass. Hit him in the seam.
Time back in there. And a reception on a nice look-in pass there by Bryce Baxter. And he brings it down in the late going of the third period and early going of the fourth period against Kearney Catholic. As he surges forward, he'll get the first down. They had spotted the ball outside the 10-yard line. I thought it was at the 10, good enough for a first, but Smith, the quarterback, surges forward and picks up the first down. So it'll be first down and goal to go. First and goal to go for the Wood River Eagles with 11:49 to go in the ball game. The clock is running. And Wood River breaks breaks the huddle. They've got a split backfield in back of the quarterback, Smith. Calls out the signals, wideouts to the each side. Fires a fade pattern into the end zone, intended for Bosshammer, and it's just over his head, incomplete. Boy, I'll tell you what, Bosshart just about had a spectacular catch in the end zone. I didn't see from this angle exactly how far he was overshot, but it was an incompletion, and Sam Bosshart comes back to breathe a little deeper there on the sideline and catch his breath.
Just about
coming into the ball game, Adam Anderson at one of the end spots. Slot receiver to the near side is Tyler Lucas as they hand it off to Harders. Harders goes in and touchdown! Touchdown just inside the cone, and that brings Wood River 12 points, or to 12 points. They still only get credit for 6 points a touchdown here, but 11:24 to go in the fourth period. Wood River comes back, and Harder on a sweep to the left jumps in about a 10-yard run, just inside the 10, and it makes it 48-12. They'll try the two-point conversion. Coming in motion is Bosshart. Flip to Harder. Jeff goes left side, inside, tackled, and he gets the conversion. And so that will make it 48-14. And we were joking before that if Kearney Catholic, Wood River will kick off now to Kearney Catholic. Teeing the ball up at his 40-yard line is Sam Eggers, or Zach Eggers, I should say. And gives it a ride down to about the 7-yard line. Kearney Catholic has trouble picking the ball up. It's Butler over there, I believe, across the 20, or 17 to about the 20-yard line. Was I right or wrong? No, I don't think that was Butler on the return. I think that's Ben Owen.
Okay. Ben Owen, okay.
So Ben Owen, another reserve now for Kearney Catholic into the ball game for Bernie Madison and the Stars as they
now liberal substitutions on both sides.
Yeah. So bear with us here. These will be some brand new numbers, but Jake Altmaier is still the quarterback. I think he'll keep some of his skill positions the same to get him some reps. Others will go deeper in the depth chart. Single setback is Drew Prasowski for Kearney Catholic. Going in motion is Mullen. Prasowski gets the handoff, and he stood up right there at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack. And at the bottom of the pile there is Josh Gardner.
Number 40 on the carry.
And Danny Gill also gets credit for the tackle. In fact, it might have been Gill majority of the tackle on that. As
pushed back about a good 3 yards there. Second and about 13.
They break the huddle and send wideouts to the both sides. Formations don't change, even though the players do for Kearney Catholic. Sends Mullen in motion right to left. Handoff again. Goes to Prasowski.
Good gain there.
And the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore takes it for a few more yards, gets it across the 20, so makes back the loss and has some plus yardage on it. It'll be third down. We'll call it a long 7 short, 8 yards to go now for Kearney Catholic.
Third down and 8.
And just an update, still 9-6 Amherst over Ravenna at the start of the fourth quarter, last we heard.
Prasowski, the single setback. Altmaier under center. Slot men both ways. They fling it out to the left side, and the reception is made at the 20. Works his way up to about the 25-yard line. Kyle Steffensmeyer is the recipient there. Kyle is just a sophomore. He's 5'9", listed at 155 pounds. Took that swing-out pass there from Jake Altmaier.
And Jake is 3 of 3 to start out his passing.
3.
Jake's a big kid. He's 6'4", 204. Now Cover is back in the ball game to do some punting. They apparently don't have a backup punter they're going to deal with tonight. So Blake Cover, who is resting on offense now that Altmaier is in there, stands at his 10-yard line. And Bosshart will stand at the 30. All right. We are about set to see a punt here from Kearney Catholic. And did Culver stay in this punt? Yes, he did. And Bosshart is waiting at the 35. The kick is up, and it falls at the 45-yard line of Wood River. So good position there for the Eagles as it is downed at the 41.
Important thing here is get everybody play, everybody get a little experience, get nobody hurt, and enjoy the game.
Well, the thing is, with Wood River, they've got so many underclassmen that they're accomplishing the same thing without really putting in reserves. They're getting their underclassmen experience with underclassmen on the other side of the ball, meaning Kearney Catholic. This will only be good for them in the long run. And in the long run, probably level out the score here a little bit here in the final 9 minutes or so. We'll see how they proceed, but Smith is still the quarterback. They've got a slot formation to the right side. And the pitch is to Harders to the near side. He slips one tackle but can't get away from the second one. And he is tackled by Tucker on the tackle, whose name I don't even have on our roster. I'm taking the PA man's word for that one. And it'll be second down, a loss of 1 on the play. Second down and 11 yards to go for Wood River.
And that puts Harder up over 21 carries for 137 yards. Not a bad night.
Not a bad night's work at all. Split wide receivers split both ways. Deuce backfield, under center Smith, back to pass now. The lefty looks downfield, rolling to his left. Rolling, and he has to throw it away. Butler was the closest man there. If he'd had a little more oomph on the ball, he might have been able to get it down to Zach Eggers, but that was not even a realistic possibility because he was running out of field there.
Yeah, I think it was a good play by the young quarterback. He knew he didn't have the opportunity to throw the ball. He just threw it away, threw it over towards the sideline, and go back to it. That's a smart play by a young quarterback. I think he had the other receiver open if he'd have thrown it to him quick, but obviously there wasn't quarterback and receiver on the same play.
Slot man to the left side. No wideouts right side. Deuce backfield again. Smith rolling, and he flings it out that time. I'm not sure he knew where he was throwing. He just knew he did not want to get tackled with the ball, and it fell harmlessly to the turf at about the 40-yard line. I don't know if they have the same rules in high school football as the pros about being inside the tackle box on intentionally grounding, but he was rolling, and so I think he was safe no matter what set of rules you were going by.
It was a pretty good play just to get it out there and get an incomplete pass, but
well, they went to the pass and really didn't do themselves any good as far as sustaining any time on the clock because they got to kick it back now to Wood River. It's fourth down, 11 yards to go. Eggers is standing at the 25, his own 25-yard line. And it looks like Mullen and Ben Owen back in safety again. Metzger, rather. And Owen comes up, catches the ball, and then falls down.
that time
I emphasize that because we've been saying all year long, catch the ball first, and that's exactly what he did.
First down and 10.
That time put a little pressure on by Kearney Catholic, made him
37-yard line.
punt the ball faster than he wanted to, and obviously the shorter punt.
So the Kearney Catholic offense will set things up at their own 37-yard line. Altmaier is still in there at quarterback. A number of substitutions, including at wide receiver. Stuart Moore comes out to the right side. We'll put some new names on there. Mullen in. Game for the first time at running back, and it'll be second down and 8 yards to go.
I'm questioning that 155. Darius don't look like a very big boy out there.
I've given up on the accuracy of heights and weights a long time ago. Under center with a single setback. That's Brasovsky in the setback. Trips to the left side. And they missed the handoff on that one, and Altmaier has to eat it, and a 5-yard loss.
Altmaier on the carry.
Brasovsky went one way, Altmaier turned the other, and that's how you can tell the reserves are in there.
On the tackle.
So it'll be third down and about 12 yards to go. Loss of about 4 on the play, actually. As Altmaier waits for the play to come in from Caleb Dobish. Caleb 5'9", 165, a sophomore whose number we have not called in the games we've done so far this year.
Stars.
is the slot man to the right side. Altmaier shotgun formation, has a single setback in the backfield with him. Hand off play, goes straight up the middle. And the running back that time was Prasovsky. Drew Prasovsky.
We're going to have a punting battle now.
Carry. Almquist and Denman on the tackle.
And
Fourth down.
Kearney Catholic is sending who in to punt? I don't see Cover out there yet. Let me see.
Bossard back deep for the Eagles.
Sam Bossard is still the single safety. He's standing at his own 15-yard line.
Eggers also.
About 15 yards in front of him is Zach Eggers.
Bobby's going to get a chance to punt.
Bobby Butler going to take the snap. He's standing at his own 25-yard line. Butler came in as the placement man earlier, backing up Bajida. Nice kick there. Bounces it inside the 30, goes down to the 20, gets a nice roll, and goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line over there to make sure it does Ben Owen. And with 5:48 to go, Wood River gets it back. 48-14. If you're just joining us, Kearney Catholic has really been in control all night long, as frankly was expected to happen. Wood River is going to come back with their program, but they just got a lot of youngsters.
Well, a lot of youngsters, and you got the injuries, and it's just tough when you're trying to get a program going. But they've showed some good spurs tonight. They've had some good plays. They've had the long run. Harders is a good-looking back. He works hard.
Well, one thing these Wood River folks can say, and that is that they've certainly handled adversity the last couple of years. Handled straight up the middle, and the carry is to Harders, and he gets it all the way across the 25 and about the 26-yard line.
And number 44, Smith.
Smith in on the tackle along with Prasovsky. And it'll be second down and about 3 yards to go, and a nice carry there by Harders. What I'm saying about adversity is, you suffered through a 91-7 defeat a year ago. Don't have a good record a year ago. This year they have 4 teams arguably state contenders in C1 that they have to face. In a year or two, these kids will take it all and be a better ball club. Handoff again goes to Harders. He's got some running room. He gets across the 35 to about the 37, and a flag comes in at the very end there. Do you think that was the face mask?
Excuse me, Baxter on the carry.
No, Baxter was carrying that time. Either a
face mask is
preliminary
signal against Kearney Stars.
And that'll tack on another 5, 6, 7 yards.
Face mask. First down for the Eagles.
They spot the ball now out at the 43-yard line. Wood River breaks the huddle, and Boss Hart comes out to the left side. Wide out also to the right side. Under center is Smith. Hand off again goes to Harders. Harders battling just near the line of scrimmage and falls forward. We'll give him credit for maybe a yard, but he didn't have a whole lot there.
Number 40 on the tackle.
Doesn't seem like we've seen a lot of face masks this year.
Yeah.
I mean, in order and number. Obviously last week there was quite a few, but each night it seemed like we've seen, maybe they're calling it better, I don't know, but it seems like we've seen a lot of them.
Not a good penalty to get, not a good penalty to have put on you.
I think you got a new quarterback in there for Wood River.
He's under center. We'll pick up the number here in a moment. They don't have too many backups to go to quarterback-wise. He goes down the line to the right side, and he's hemmed in over there.
Ball carried by
he goes to the right, and his backs go to the left, and that's never a good thing.
Tim Renaud is the quarterback. He is a freshman.
Number 44.
5'10" and 155. Yeah, 5'10" and 151 pounds. A freshman, and he's actually listed as an end.
Well, that'll scare you to death. Being a freshman, lining up against seniors, they can intimidate you.
Yeah. They break the huddle. He's going to come back for more, though. Break the huddle, send it to wide receivers both sides. He looks a lot like Smith, so I wouldn't have picked that up. But he hands off straight up the middle to Harders, just like Smith, and Harders, just like Harders, gets out close to the first down.
Harders has run good. The only reason I noticed is because I looked down and saw Smith down there on the sidelines and realized he couldn't be in two places at once.
400 yards.
They pin his knee down a yard shy of the first down. It'll be fourth down and a yard to go, and what will Wood River do?
Well, you go for it, I think. Got nothing to lose at this point.
That's what they're saying they're going to do. They're lining up. with again a deuce backfield and wideouts both sides. The freshman quarterback under center moves down the line, turns it upfield himself, and no, he did hand off to the halfback, but it's still across enough for the first down and more. And again, Harder's in there on the carry.
4 on the tackle.
Well, I think that was a kind of a you take it out, let me get out of your way, because he tried to give it to Harder, and Harder just ran him over, took him into the hole with him, and he...
All right, we'll both carry the ball.
The ball, you know. An old Lou Holtz play where he lined up with two quarterbacks under center.
Well, yeah, either way, it works out first down for Wood River. Deuce backfield, under center again is the freshman quarterback, and now we've got a lineman jumping offside. I hate to do this, naming names and all, but Danny Gill got up and was a little too anxious, so that'll move him back 5 yards.
But Danny gets his name on the radio, and he'll be happy to hear that.
Boy, isn't that the curse of the big guy?
Did you ever hear that story? Holtz, when he was first coaching high school ball, he designed an offense where two quarterbacks put their ball hand underneath the center and took a snap, and he never knew which one went. Of course, they said it was an illegal formation. He had to redesign his offense, but that's ingenuity there.
That's Lou. I tell you what, I've seen him a couple of times in person, and he will keep you on the floor with some of his ideas from early going. Flip to Harders. Harders has some running room, and he's free at the 30, 25, 20. Harders at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Wood River.
And that's a big 42-yard run, 47-yard run.
Harders with another long run, and on 2 runs alone, an 80-yarder and that 40. I think you come up with 48 yards. Well, on 2 runs alone, he's over 120 yards.
If we were starting from the first down marker, I think it was just across the 50-yard line.
So with a minute 44 in the ball game, Wood River indeed making the final score a bit more respectable, substantially more respectable than last year. It's 48-20 right now, and the conversion is going to be a 2-point attempt. Harders slips but falls forward. Does he get in? Yes!
For the 2 extra points.
And it is now 48-16. Kearney Catholic on top of Wood. Check that. 48-22. Kearney Catholic on top of Wood River.
And I'll tell you,
anybody else, that'll be a good night's work in and of itself. So that's 127 on 2 carries.
Well,
How quickly I did that?
You're sharp as a tack, twice as flat-headed. 44.
Eggers' kickoff is taken at the 10 and comes back up to about the 22-yard line. On the run back there is Philip Lee, and he is tackled by a host of Wood River Eagles. So Lee with his first touch of the night on special teams with the run back. It's 48-22. Kearney Catholic amply substituting, but Wood River putting together with their own substitutes a couple of drives here. So you got to give credit where credit is due. It isn't just veterans against the substitutes, as it were. Wood River has an ample number of replacements in as well. Jake Altmeyer stays in for Kearney Catholic at quarterback. He's got slot men both sides. Mullen, and they muff the snap, and he has to fall on it. Falls forward, and he's a load even when he's trying to recover a fumble there. He falls forward, and then he gets pushed back. And they'll just chalk that up to a try to get next time.
Tackle made by
and it'll be second down, and maybe he lost a yard, maybe not. They're spotting the ball same place. Second down, 10 yards to go. At
13, the clock is running.
Mishandle.
All in all, a respectable game on both sides.
All in all, it really has been. And the other thing, like I said, I have noticed no bad blood here at all, despite the lopsided score last year. Everybody just took it for what it was and moves on. Mullen in motion, right to left. Gets the end around handoff. Skirts the left side, slips up, and gets no gain there as he's pinned down by several Wood River players.
Mullen tackled by Denman.
And with 39 seconds to go, the clock ticks down now, as it'll be a final of 48-22, barring some incredible happening here. Under 30 seconds to go now. Eagles with some substitutions on defense coming into the ball game. Chris Maloney. I think we've called Chris's number before on special teams tonight.
Yep. Chris has done a good job.
And he's been on defense now. Kearney Catholic breaks the huddle. They'll probably get one more play. It'll probably be the famous Tim Bob Kitzmiller kneel down.
Maybe.
Will it?
Nope, they're going to go in
Man in motion, and it is not the kneel down. It is the flag's down.
It's delay a game.
The flag's down. Yeah, that's what it is. Minutes to go, or excuse me, a second to go on the clock. And they'll mark it back 5 yards to the Stars, and I believe this ought to be the famous kneel down coming up.
It's the best play in football. If you're the quarterback, it's the best play in football because you just stand there and just go.
And why is Altmaier touches it down on the knee, and the final score is Kearney Catholic 48, Wood River 22. The play of the game brought to you by Play It Again Sports is...
Well, now with that last 50-yard run, I think Harders has got to be the play of the game with his play overall, with the 80-yard run and the 50-yard run and the 200 yards rushing and a losing effort. He's just several plays of the game.
Certainly deserves recognition. I'll stick with that nomination of the 80-yard run and give it to that 80-yard run in the first half by Jeff Harders, and he certainly made a strong statement there, even though this is not a player of the game kind of thing. He certainly was significant, and he probably had some of the most exciting plays here tonight with those long runs, and hopefully they can build on that. So that's your Play It Again Sports play of the game. Don't forget Play It Again Sports. They are celebrating.
Burying the boys.
They are celebrating this grand reopening. 10 years of local ownership. Barry and the gang, Play It Again Sports, buy and sell new and used sporting equipment on their new location next to Burger King, North Webb Road in Grand Island. Well, the final score, 48-22. It was 21-0 at the end of the first period of play. Our halftime score was 28-6. We're going to give Tim Bob an opportunity to tally up the statistics, and we'll be back here in just a little bit with the post-game report here on ESPN Radio 1460. The Misco Sporting Goods post-game report coming up next. Don't go away. Sporting Goods post-game report, and what a game it was. And it turned out a lot more competitive than we thought it would be from the standpoint of the final score, despite the fact that Kearney Catholic was pretty much in control. Ample substitutions really gave some entertaining football to those in attendance tonight. We're glad you were part of the listenership involved here on KXPN Kearney and also on the World Wide Web. And I hope you enjoyed it. Misco Sporting Goods, we've got some outfits for our athletes for all sorts of games with locations in Kearney and Ord. They've got specials on Columbia ski coats, 30% off. Red Ledge ski coats are 50% off. Of course, they've got men's and women's athletic shoes and all your big red apparel as well. And that's Misco's, the sponsor of tonight's post-game report, and most nights for that matter. All nights for that matter.
We appreciate Misco's doing that for us.
All right, before we put the spotlight on Tim Bob with the statistics, because he has a lot more addition to do than I do, let me give you the scoring recap here real quick. In the first period of play, Matt Reisinger had a 2-yard run that made it 6-0 after Alex Nickman picked off a Smith pass and ran it back 15 yards to the 15-yard line. A 12-yard drive by the offense culminated by that 2-yard run by Matt Reisinger, and the PAT was good. Bajda was good on all of his points after, and nearly successful on one of the field goals, but he did get one field goal, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did get one. And Bobby Butler came in later on, and they had one conversion missed by Kearney Catholic, and that was not on Bajda. Anyhow, with 9:06 to go, that happened. Then 5:13 to go in the first period, to play a 5-yard run by Josh Vandenberg, and it was 14-0 after the conversion. With 1:10 to go in the first period, Matt Cover, I just said that wrong. Blake Cover, not Matt Cover, had a 1-yard quarterback sneak, made it 21-0. Wood River scored in the second period to play with 4:28 to go on an 80-yard run by Jeff Harders. The kick was no good, and it was 21-6. With 2:39 to go in the first half, Bobby Butler took a little look-in pass and was not to be denied. He broke out of a glut of tacklers and brought a 15-yard pass reception into the touchdown, and that made it 28-6 after the conversion. In the third period, that was our halftime score, was 28-6. In the third period, with 8:55 to go, a 7-yard run by Matt Reisinger made it 35-6. Then with 6:05 to go, Vandenberg, a 2-yard run, made it 42-6 after the conversion. With 53 seconds to go in the third period of play, there was a 50-yard run by Harder again. No, that was Reisinger. I'm sorry. That was Reisinger with a 50-yard run. I got so many number 3s here. They both were number 3 tonight. I'm getting confused, and I'm confusing you, I'm afraid. 50-yard run by Reisinger made it 48-6.
I saw the game.
48-6. So it was Reisinger, Vandenberg, then Reisinger again. It was 48-6. Then a 10-yard run by Matt Reisinger, and it was 48-14 after a 47-yard run. Now I'm back to the other 3. Man, I tell you what, I am so sorry about this. A 3-yard run by Harders and a 10-yard run by Harders, and then a 47-yard run by Harders. The last 3 scores there coming on those runs for Wood River. And the final score was 48-22. I'm sorry. All these number 3s.
That's the only thing I'm sure of is the final score.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to rehearse this better. But when you got 2 number 3s at running back and you're writing down in my handwriting, that's what you get. 50-yard run by Reisinger made it 48-6. A 10-yard run by Harders made it 48-14. And then a 47-yard by Harders made it 48-22. Now I'm happier that I unscrambled that. But the final score was 48-22. Kearney Catholic is 6-0 on the year. Wood River falls to 2-4. And they don't get a whole lot easier for the Wood River Eagles, as they've got a couple of toughies yet to take on. And we'll talk about that and the statistics when we return here on the Misco Sporting Goods postgame report. Started out the day that way too.